Welcome to Manifest with Melanie, the podcast that helps you activate your manifestation superpower and build the soul-aligned life and business you're meant for. I'm your host, Melanie Mishler, equal parts woo-woo, neuroscience, and strategy. And each week, I share proven tools and raw talk to help you step into your full potential life. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, love. So today is my birthday. It's July 2nd, and it's the exact midpoint of 2025. I've always loved that my birthday falls on the midpoint of the year because I'm such a planner. So I always love to set my New Year's goals on New Year's. And then today I take the time to kind of do a reset and I do another visioning strategy and kind of see where I'm at. I take stock, pause, and kind of do my birthday ritual and move forward for the second half of the year. So yesterday, I actually hosted a mid-year reset and I had several women show up. We did it on Zoom and I walked them through the reset that I typically do, which is really powerful. And if you missed it, you can still grab the replay. I'll stick it in the show notes, but it's a great thing to do throughout the year. I actually do a bigger one than what we did yesterday on my birthday and at the beginning of the year. And this smaller one we did yesterday was more as a check-in. But yesterday during the reset, we actually went through it at record speed. We did the whole thing in just 1 hour. And at first, I was a little worried that it was going to be too rushed because honestly, I sometimes spend a whole day doing this process. But then as we went through it, I began to really love the quick pace because what happened is it didn't give our brains a chance to overthink. Because very often when we're planning or focusing on goals, it can be real easy to let our minds just wander or procrastinate or procrastiplan. And if you don't know what procrastiplanning is, it's when you're perpetually planning. And while you're planning and it looks really good, you're not actually doing the shit you need to do to step into your next level life. This also happens, my coach calls it procrasti-learning, where you're just continuously learning things, learning something new because you're not really comfortable or not ready to go out and take the next step in your life, whatever that might be. So it makes you look really busy, but when we do this, very little's actually happening. We might have lots and lots of really thought out lists, but we're not making any progress on them. So going through this process in that quick manner was actually really helpful. We wrapped it up in an hour and we got clear and it was great. But today, I actually just want to share some huge personal things that are shifting in my life right now. And I want to talk about the hard parts, the fun parts, the scary parts, kind of all of it, because right now there is a lot going on in my life. Not only is it my birthday and, every year that's a reminder that time is just flying by. It's like not slowing down, but we're at the midpoint of the year and Andy and I are getting ready to leave for our Belize home in 2 days. We are heading there for the summer. And then we're also stepping away from one of our businesses. And this is a business that has been really close to our heart for a long time. And man, there's a lot of emotions that are coming up. I'm feeling both very excited and relieved, a little bit sad, kind of all of the things, all of the emotions. But here's what I realized. That letting go of this business has opened up so much space for me. Space in my brain, space in my energy, space in my life to kind of think and dream and vision and create. And let me tell you something, that walking away from a 6-figure income is really fucking scary sometimes. Luckily, this is not our only business. We have multiple, but just coming to the point where we were able to pick a date and say out loud and make these plans and be 100% done, knowing that it's bringing in steady income, it was a hard decision. In fact, it was one that we made 2 years ago, and then we pushed it off, and then we made it last year, and then we pushed it off. And this year it was like, it's really time. And it was difficult because it's something we enjoy doing, something we're really good at, but it's been challenging running multiple businesses. And what happens when you realize that something is no longer aligned for you? And Andy and I realized this quite a while ago. You kind of have a choice to make. And this can be with anything. It can be with a business. It could be with a job or relationship. It can be with your body. I mean, how you're taking care of your body. It can be with your education. Honestly, it can be with anything. But there comes a point when you have to decide, are you going to stay stuck or are you going to move forward? Are you going to just be content or are you going to risk going for more? And let me tell you, that is not an easy fucking decision to make. It's really, really not. Sometimes it's easier to hold on to something we know, even if it's causing tension or discomfort in our life, even when we know the time has passed, even when we know it's time to move on. I think you've probably heard me say before that I study A Course in Miracles. And one of my favorite passages is, your tolerance for discomfort is high, but it's not without its breaking point. And that's such a true statement, because it's easy for us to become so comfortable in discomfort. And we've kind of been talking about this the last couple of weeks. It gets comfortable to not change. And I'm sure that you know some people like this in your life, or some people, you've seen people like this in your life, that they are not happy, but they're content. Because it's easier for them to stay stuck, and it's safer for them. They feel safer in their energy to stay stuck than to shake things up and to really look at their dreams and desires and what's important. And let me tell you something though, when life is passing us by this fast, and of course, birthdays are really great milestones for this, because every year it's like, I swear I was just 20 and now I'm almost 50. I don't know how this happened. But when life is passing us by this fast, it can get really easy to find ourselves in overwhelm, to find ourselves feeling like, I'm behind. And then when we have that energy, it's easy to get kind of stuck in numbing behavior with things like over scrolling, over shopping, over drinking, over watching Netflix, right? And just kind of filling up our space and filling up our time because we don't want to feel. So instead of feeling with our bodies, we fill, like FILL, we fill up our time and space and energy so that there's no time, there's no space for us to really sit and feel what's going on in our life, to feel what we truly desire and what's missing and what we need to change to experience that discomfort. And this is such a trap. And here's what happens. A lot of women, we will get to 40 or 45 or 50 or 60, and we're like, the kids are out of the house. I said I was going to take my dream seriously when the kids left the house, or I said I was going to focus on myself, because maybe you've been managing everyone else's desires, everyone else's dreams, everyone else's priorities, and yours have been put in the back burner. And now it's like, fuck, life just keeps lifing. It just keeps passing by, and we get older and older. And it's really common for women to say things like, I should have started this 10 years ago. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. There's no time except now. And so it doesn't matter what you should have done 10 years ago. It's, what are you going to do right now with your time and your energy and the time you have left on this planet? And so this has been such a huge wake-up call to give up this business, because like I said, we talked about this 2 years ago, a year ago, and it just kept rolling over because we were comfortable. We have immense freedom in this business. We have a really great income in this business, but it also takes up a lot of space in my energy field and in my brain and in my life. It's just this big piece that I didn't realize how much space it was taking up. So these last few weeks, as we've been transitioning over with a new person, I've been in this kind of huge transition where I'm both overwhelmed because I'm trying to make sure that the business is set up for success because we care so much. We want to make sure everything transitions easily and that it's really smooth. It's very important to us because we care about this business so much and we care about the future of it, even though we're not going to be involved with it. The other thing I've been feeling is almost like I'm kind of energetically wiggling my way out of something that was really tight and binding. I don't even know how to describe that. And I guess I describe it that way because I cared so much about this business that it really had a grip on me. And I was always bound to it. Every morning I would be thinking about, all the things that had to be done and the people that I had to connect with. There was never a day where I was not in my brain or my energy. And so Andy kept saying things to me the last couple of weeks, like, after July 5th, you don't have to worry about this anymore. But here's the thing, when you're someone who cares, whether you call that an empath or someone who's sensitive, I don't know. I just care. I care about the people in my life. I care about the businesses I build. I care about success. I care about those things. So it's not that easy for me to just say like, I'm walking away and it's not my problem anymore. Anyway, so I'm kind of rambling on, but let me just talk about what I've discovered this last couple of weeks as I've kind of been wiggling free and opening up space in our own life, in my own life. Now, of course, there are a gazillion other things going on because we're moving to Belize for the summer. Andy's working on getting the boutique cabana resort up and running in Belize, which is his project. So now we have two separate projects, which is really exciting because all of our businesses have been 100% together for the last 12, 15 years. We've been together 24/7 in all of them, all of our income, everything. And it's been so lovely, just so lovely working with your spouse 24/7. I know for any of you who work with your spouse, I'm being facetious. But what we realize, as this is kind of unfolding, is that working together in that way, we kind of stifled our own creativity. So our individual creativity, because we were so busy working on our together projects. So now we're both so excited about having our separate things. Andy's 100% in charge of the boutique cabana resort. I'm 100% in charge of my coaching and my school and my books and all of those things. But here's the exciting part, because the last couple of weeks, as I've been transitioning out of this one business that we're walking away from, my brain has been on fire. I've been up all hours of the night with ideas and excitement, working on 2 different books at the same time and all kinds of different things. I'm having these crazy dreams and I'm just exploding with creativity because I opened up space in my brain. Honestly, I think it was filled to max capacity. And I gave it some space away from the emails and the shoulds and the billing and the invoicing and all of those things that my brain does not like. It's not the creative stuff that my brain likes to do. So let me tell you what's happening in my world right now. I'm announcing, as many of you already know, a lot of you have taken it, my manifestation course. I taught it live this year. It was a really powerful course, and everyone who took it had amazing feedback on it. So it's gotten better and better through that feedback. So that course is being reworked, and I've gone through some different variations with it. I've brainstormed, I've meditated, worked for hours on this. And so now the new course is going to be called the Mind Body Manifestation Academy. So for those of you who know, I teach a method that's called neurosomatic manifesting. It's really fucking powerful, and it's all about the mind-body connection. So I guess I just could have called it mind body to start with, but I'm a somatic practitioner. So of course it was neurosomatic. But I realized, wait a second, no one knows what the fuck that means except for therapists and healers and people who are really in that space. Now, of course, I come from that space. I'm a somatic therapist. So I come from a therapeutic background and somatic trauma therapy background. So it makes sense to me. And of course, all my therapist friends, they're like, oh, neurosomatic manifesting makes so much sense. But to the average person are probably like, what the fuck? I don't know what that means. So after a lot of meditation and sitting with my spirit guides and sitting with myself, I've decided to rename the course and I'm completely relaunching it. It's actually not a new course. It's just deeper. And I'm really excited about this clarity because this course is not just for therapists and healers. It's for everyone. And then on top of that, just last week, I actually created the Mind Body Manifestation Journal, which is a 10-minute practice that I do every morning. And it's a really powerful practice that I have kind of adapted from several of my different teachers that I've learned with over the last 30 years. And I consolidated it into a super, very simple 10-minute practice that rewires the brain and really kind of shifts your frequency. And so with all this creativity and all this time that it's opened up, I created the printable journal that's now for sale and it will be on Amazon in August. So I'm really excited about all this creativity and all the things happening. And I know this episode is just kind of a ramble episode. It's not really a topic, but I guess what I really want to invite you to do is to be clearing space in your own life for what really matters, for the things that are going to create impact for you. That when you're at the end of your life and you look back, you're going to have joy and pleasure in what you created. Not looking back and saying like, oh yeah, I watched a lot of Netflix. I drank a lot of wine. I did a lot of Amazon shopping, because you have something really meaningful and really memorable to create in your life. You have a legacy to create. And this is my invitation for you to start clearing out space in your own life, in your own brain, to start saying no to the things that don't serve you, to the things that don't serve your higher purpose. And that can be really scary things like walking away from a job that's no longer aligned, or a business that's no longer aligned, or a relationship. And it can also be things like walking away from a habit that's no longer aligned, a habit that's just draining your energy and sucking the life force out of you. We don't have time to waste, love. We just don't. So I hope that my ramblings today have been a little inspiring and maybe lit a fire in you a little bit to start recognizing in your own life where things that are no longer aligned are taking up a lot of space in your brain, a lot of space in your life and your time, and start to just adjust those. Even if it's a tiny little shift, you don't have to burn everything down today, but starting to be honest with yourself. That's the first thing. We have to be honest with how we really feel. We have to be honest about what we really want. And let me tell you, years ago, I thought I wanted this business. I was like, yes, this is what I want. It wasn't what I want. It definitely was not. It was a great, great filler. It was a great 5 years, but the work that I'm here to do is much different. So as of tomorrow, I'm on to do that work and I'm really excited. I hope that you will stick with me, and I'm going to be posting lots of stuff because there's so much happening in Belize when we're there this month. And yeah, follow along. There's lots of fun things. And if there's something in your life that's been calling you to either step towards or step away from, send me an email. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. All right, love. Until next week, keep manifesting an epic life.